Your story might be the very thing someone needs to hear in order to keep going. Hi, I'm Shara, and you're listening to Life Stories. Good morning, friends. I hope you're having a beautiful morning wherever you're listening. It's not too terribly sweltering yet outside in Texas, so I've been outside a few times this morning. It's not too bad. I'm recording on my brand new laptop. I don't know how good you are at investing in yourself, but that is something that's always been a struggle for me. For years, I didn't even think about investing in me because I didn't have any money to invest in me. It was always my kids or, a bill or something else. And then even when we got to the point where I could take care of myself and maybe do something a little extra, it just wasn't in my nature to do it. It just wasn't a thought in my head to do that. And so this was a splurge, and this was something I had been wanting. I've got some ideas that I want to do for the podcast, and I have to have a laptop to do it. So I splurged and I got myself a nice laptop. My husband said, if you're going to do this, go all in and do not settle for something cheap just to have one. So it's not the fanciest, but it's really good. I love it. I'm loving getting everything set up on it. Something happened this morning that forced my plans to change. And I paid attention to my reaction because I know that I have not always reacted like this in the past. And I'm just wondering how you handle a change of plans. So this was not a big deal. I'm going to talk about a big deal in a minute. But I had planned to go to the pool this morning. We had joined a local golf club, and Aaron gets to play golf all the time, and I'm enjoying the pool. It's small, which means there's not hardly ever any people there, which is wonderful. But I go and I take a book and I just spend a couple of hours in the sun and cool off when I need to, and it's relaxing and I love it. I love getting to do that. And so that was my plan this morning. And then when Aaron got to work, he texted me to tell me that he had both sets of keys. Yesterday, he moved my car back in the garage. I had mowed some, and then he did some stuff outside, and we had to pull our cars out to get the mower out. And he just pulled my car in for me and, wasn't thinking, and put my keys in his drawer. And this morning he took them both. So I can't go to the pool today. He could come home at lunch, but I like going to the pool first thing when they open because I know nobody's going to be there that early. Plus, it's not as hot as it will be at noon or 1. Anyway, my plans changed. That was part of my plan for this morning. Obviously, that's something I can't do. And I didn't get angry. I didn't get upset. I mean, I wanted to go to the pool, but I can go later this week. It's not a big deal. And I realized there must be other things I need to get done here today instead of going this morning, which is fine. Not being able to go to the pool, that's not it's not a difficult situation. It's just a change of plans. But I'm wondering how you react to a change of plans. And I'm not talking about serious life-changing plans. I'm talking about when there's a detour, when you're on a road trip and you've got to take a longer route to get where you're going. Or, you've been looking forward to having dinner or lunch with this friend and they cancel on you at the last minute, or whatever it is. How do you react to a change of plans? There have been times in my life when my plans have not gone like I thought they should. When we had our house for sale, it took 11 months. That was not what I wanted to have done. We had a house years ago that we tried to sell for 2 years. That was not at all like I planned. I've been listening to a lot of Thomas Rhett, because I'm getting ready for the concert. I want to listen. I want to be able to sing every word to every song. And one of his songs is called Life Changes. And he talks about how in the chorus he says, we make our plans and we hear God laughing. And I think God probably does laugh at us sometimes because he thinks, that's not how that's going to work. When you hear a teenager talking about how the rest of their life is going to go, and it may sound like a great idea, but we don't want to bust their bubble. We can kind of shake our heads and go, yeah, that's probably not going to work out like that. I think God does that to us sometimes. But I think how we react and respond is a lot more important than what actually happens. And by that, I don't mean when we have devastating things happen in our lives. I'm not saying it shouldn't matter. we should just make sure we react the right way, because I don't think that's true at all. This has been a difficult week in that I went to a funeral of a friend of mine's daughter, and this was the second child that she's lost since I've known her. I mean, one is bad enough, but two children, I mean, my heart breaks for her and for her family. I have a relative who lost their spouse 1 year ago this week, and I have thought about her so much and her kids, and my heart breaks as she has to remember that day and the things that happened. I'm not talking about devastating plans like that. I'm talking about just changes in our lives during the day when we thought, things were going to go one way and they just don't. We get a right turn quickly and we weren't expecting it or planning it. How do we react? I want to believe that God has something better for me. I want to believe that what I had planned may not have been the best idea, and God has something better. It's not like He's being a jerk and He's not letting me do stuff. I don't believe that's who God is. I don't believe He's trying to taunt us or tease us or make fun of us. I think that He's a good Father, and He knows what's best for us. And yes, horrible things happen and bad things happen because we live in a fallen world. But I'm thankful that I know Him, that when my plans do change, I'm going to be okay because He's going to take care of me. We've had devastation in our family. We've had devastation in our marriage, and thankfully God was right there to protect us. And yes, it was hard. It was hard to go through some things that we've been through. I've been through some of the hardest things in my life in my marriage. But yet, God caught us before we fell. He protected us and has healed us. And I would not be who I am today had my plans not changed and things didn't go the way that they did. I would not be here right now. I can promise you. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what plans of yours have changed, or what you're hoping to see happen in your life. And I don't know what's around the corner. None of us do. We don't know. But I just want to encourage you that God sees the end. He knows what's going to happen tomorrow. He knows what's going to happen tonight. He knows what's going to happen next year. And you don't have to worry. You don't have to be afraid, because He's going to take care of you. He knows the end, and if you will trust Him, He's going to take care of you, and He's going to help you. He's not going to lead you into a horrible situation. You may get there on your own. I've done it plenty of times. I've taken my own route more times than I would like to admit. But yet He still will protect and provide us even when we're going the wrong way. He may allow us to go through some crummy circumstances because we think we can do it on our own. He may allow us, but He still protects us. So I just want to encourage you to pray, to trust Him, to see what He wants for your life. Ask Him what He wants for your life instead of trying to figure it out on your own, because you can't. I am not smart enough to figure things out on my own. And I was even praying this morning, and I said, God, I've been trying to fix a lot of things in my life. Aaron and I talked about this weekend. He has even noticed that I've been overwhelmed because I've been trying to handle a lot of things. I have a lot on my plate right now, and they're all good, but I've really just been trying to carry too much, and I can't do that. I wasn't created to do that. So let go of some things. I read a scripture on Facebook this morning, and it just reminded us that when we submit our works to the Lord, He will establish our plans. He's going to work out the details. He's going to help you with the things that you can't do on your own. So I hope that encourages you today. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for listening.